When the outdated tactics get left behind, it's time we stop. Marketers look around when your ranking's going down. It's the Jim and Ann show, but Ann had to go, so it's just me and Bill Hartzer. Yeehaw! So, Bill, in case you didn't know, he's been in this industry since 1996. He's a blogger, a speaker, a podcaster, course instructor, top-level domain expert, new GTLD expert. He's an expert witness. He offers consulting, auditing, and a whole bunch more at billhartzer.com. So, Bill, it's great to have you here.
Great to be here.
All right, I know we've done a bunch of questions already, but I want to go into SEO now. Let's talk a little bit about auditing. So I want to talk a little bit about things like what's involved with a technical audit, maybe even audits in general. What are things to look for? After that, maybe we can talk a little bit about what are things to look for if you've had a ranking loss, and maybe as well we can talk about link audits as well. But let's start out with a technical SEO audit. What are things that you should look for, and what are things that a lot of SEOs aren't looking for that they should be?
Yeah, I kind of have a process that I've established of doing so many technical audits and see it as a couple of different phases, if you will. It's first a data gathering phase where you're going to take every crawler that you have available to you. I can name off several crawlers from Sitebulb, Screaming Frog, the SEMrush audit tool, SiteLiner, OnCrawl, DeepCrawl. So all these different crawlers. As many that you have access to, a lot of them are paid, some have free versions. But essentially what we're going to do is crawl and get as much data as we can. Take me a couple hours. It might take me days, depending on, the size of the site and so forth. Different crawlers find a different number of pages. One might say you have 287 pages. One might say you have 300 pages. I mean, you're going to have different.
One might say you have 3 billion because they got caught into an infinite loop.
Yes, exactly.
So that when you're crawling the site, beyond the obvious, looking for internal broken links or internal redirects or external broken links or internal broken links, beyond kind of those, what are other items that you're looking for in those crawls?
I'm looking for things like orphaned pages. You're being able to connect Google Search Console, Google Analytics data, and log file data. I'm really, really big fan of connecting log files.
What are you using to analyze your log files, out of curiosity?
Primarily OnCrawl to analyze the log files, where I can do a comparison. For example, the pages that Google is crawling, and I can compare that to what Google Search Console actually says that they're crawling. And that's always different. What they actually crawl and what they say they crawl in Google Search Console is different. So, it's filtered data. A big thing is finding live pages on your site that are not actually linked on your site. They're orphaned pages and they still have traffic. They still can rank and so forth. But maybe you went through a site design and you thought you redirected a page, but the page is still live. Sometimes we find hundreds of pages like that.
Mm-hmm. And are there other items as well that you're looking for with that crawl? Do you look for things like, I know one of the new things I've been looking at is Google gave out that URL inspection API. So we kind of built an internal tool to look at that with clients. And one of the items that I like in there is looking to see if the canonicals match.
One client came to me and said their ranking is tanked and all they did was redesign the site, but they didn't change any URLs. Well, it turned out that site designer, kept the same pages, but decided to move the site from www to non-www. And the canonicals were still pointing to the old www.
I just yesterday there was a client who all their canonicals were to the HTTP version, when their site was HTTPS. Like, what does Google think about that?
Look around when you're